got to start talking like John. He likes to use his hands a lot when he's riding, and he's like, hey, you guys, check this out. But I kind of like holding on to the handlebars. Super fun ride. I know that I've said that several times. Fun bike, but it really is. I like it. Have you ridden this bike personally? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Shoot. Freaking UPS guy scared me. And then I stalled. I was too nervous. Those brown shorts, they made me too nervous. Okay, welcome back to Jackie's Moto Garage. So, it's been a while since I've ridden, and I say that every episode because, truthfully, a lot of time does pass between the times that I ride, and it's been even longer since I've ridden this bike. So this is the Yamaha XSR700. I do not remember the year, so sorry. I will maybe put that in the description. Truthfully, I don't really remember what it was like to ride this bike, but since I have a little bit more experience under my belt now, I'm going to give it another shot. Maybe take it out of the cul-de-sac. So let's see how it goes. Let's get reacquainted. This bike is super light. I remember that was one of the things that gave me the confidence to try this one in the first place, was just feeling how light it was. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know why they're all in different spots. Okay, this one does have a gear indicator, which is awesome. I really love that. My initial takeoff, I'm always nervous if I haven't ridden this bike in a while. So I believe my last video that I did with this, it was, is this too much bike for a girl? Which really, no bike is too much bike for a girl. I need to adjust these mirrors. Some kids have been playing on this. Alright, let's get into it. So I really truly don't remember what it was like to ride this bike, and when I rode it before, I didn't have a ton of experience. I'm sure I was intimidated by this bike because it looks a little more aggressive, but really this bike feels pretty awesome. I think this has been a pretty popular bike. People enjoy seeing videos on it, and so people enjoy seeing videos on it and have positive things to say. I could go into third, and I know some of you are saying go into third, but I have a stop sign right here, so it just didn't seem worth it to me. But what's cool is that if I can jump on this bike and feel pretty confident about it and not super intimidated, then that right there shows that I'm growing as a rider and that I'm doing a lot better. I'm growing. Let me put my blinker on. That's one of the things I need to get used to doing, is my blinker. I think at the beginning of learning how to ride, I was so focused on, riding, getting the throttle down, shifting, all of that stuff with the clutch, that I didn't have brain space to fit in the thinking about the turn signals. And so that is what the next thing that I need to work on right now, is being aware of those. So this is a pretty smooth bike. It shifts nicely. I'm not going super fast, but it got to that speed pretty smooth. It's pretty comfortable. It's more aggressive than some of the other bikes that I've ridden. I'm leaning forward a little bit, but it doesn't feel like a ton of pressure on my wrists. And yeah, the seat's comfortable. My legs aren't all high like on the street rod. What I wish I had, and that I'm so jealous of some of you other moto vloggers that I have seen, is just the beautiful scenery that you have so close at your disposal. It would be so cool to just be able to hop on the road and be out in the country riding along. I have to get out of the city first to be able to do that. I love that it has the gear indicator. That is just such a plus in my eyes, especially as a newer rider. Now I'm going the other way. These turn signals, it's just it's too much, but I will work on it. I feel like every bike should have the self-canceling turn signals. Just makes sense, so you don't have all that extra movement with your hands. What's the best way to use your turn signal? If you are an expert at that, let me know. So I really like this bike. This is fun. I wouldn't say that it's scary at all to me. There's so many dang stop signs. So I'm gonna see how this right turn goes. I struggle a little with my right hand turns because I am always thinking, okay, do I need to slow down? What do I need to do? Pull on the clutch, do the brake. They're not completely second nature to me yet. So I'm gonna clutch, brake. I mean, it's not a beautiful right hand turn, but it does the trick. I still got my blinker on. This bike sounds really nice too. I don't know if this is the stock exhaust, but from my walk around you might be able to tell. It's got a nice little pop to it. Pop, pop. But it's crazy. It's really cool to see how just a couple months of, and not even super consistent riding, but just riding when I can because I'm busy and John's busy, how much more comfortable you can be on a bike just with a couple months of extra practice and figuring it out. Just that seat time does wonders. I wouldn't say that I'm, you know what, I don't know what it is. Yeah, these gears are a little tough to switch. So getting into third from there was a little hard, but downshifting isn't really hard. But you know what, it's kind of nice because I'm not popping all over the place into gears that I'm not meaning to be in. So that might be the better way to go. Having one that's unlike the Sportster who is like almost impossible for me to get into neutral when I stop. And again, it could just be me and how I'm holding in the clutch and everything. I kind of like like when it pops like that. It sounds pretty cool when the exhaust does that. Wow, wow, wow. So once all this quarantine stuff is done, I'm gonna keep working on getting my license, because that was the goal from the beginning, was to get comfortable riding, get my license so that I can go on the main streets and not get busted. Because that wouldn't be fun. So I'll do that, get my license, and then I'll be able to get even more practice, get even more comfortable. Hopefully one day get out on some cool roads with John. I'm having a hard time figuring out this clutch. I think it's just because I'm talking though. This is a fun bike. I really like it. Just riding it, I can't see any negatives. But I'm just cruising around the neighborhood. So again, this isn't like a high-speed review. I'm sure that would be a lot different. But you can check out John's channel for a more thorough review on this if you are a more experienced rider looking to see if this would be a good bike for you. Make sure you check out John's Moto Garage, because he's ridden this quite a few times, done a handful of videos. But if you are a beginner like me, then I think this is a cool bike. I don't think I would have hopped on this bike brand new, but that's just me. You might feel comfortable doing that, but where I was and how I felt as a rider, I would not have been comfortable hopping on this as my first bike, and I've got my turn signal on. So it really comes down to the rider. But now that I have a little bit more time under my belt, some more seat time, I feel very comfortable on this bike, and I even feel like I could take it on the main roads and not be terrified. So maybe this, if you felt comfortable as a new rider hopping on this, then I don't see this being a bad beginner bike, truthfully. And we're all going to have different opinions on what makes a good beginner bike and what you're looking for. So this is what I think isn't always going to be right for everybody. What you think isn't going to be right for me all the time. So it just totally depends on the rider. But I'm going to give you my input, and hopefully that helps somebody. Super fun ride. I know that I've said that several times. Fun bike. But it really is. I like it. Have you ridden this bike personally? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Shoot. Freaking UPS guy scared me. And then I stalled. I was too nervous. I was too nervous. Those brown shorts, they made me too nervous. There, I use my turn signal. I feel like you could get some pretty good lean on this bike with a more experienced rider, that you could, you know, do some tight, fun circles on this. Woo. Overall, super fun ride. I wouldn't mind taking this out again. It was a blast. Oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. You guys, I almost dropped it. I was trying to look for the kickstand. So I was able to catch this bike pretty easily, which is a big plus for a beginner rider. That this thing, it just isn't super duper heavy. I forgot where the key was, but yeah. Not super heavy, big plus for a beginner. Gear indicator, also a big plus. Comfortable stance, I'm 5'5", and I can, you know, lean to the side, flat foot at a stop sign and be totally fine. Doesn't feel too tall for me. And it's just a lot. It's a blast to ride around. It'll be interesting to take this out on some some main roads once I'm able to do that. Love the sound of it. Nothing but positive things. The shifting was a little weird sometimes, but that might just be me getting used to it. So again, in the comments below, do you like this bike? Have you ridden it? I think it looks awesome too. It's got that kind of cafe racer style, but with like a modern kind of twist. So yeah, that looks like aftermarket maybe. Yeah. So stay tuned for some more videos. I'm going to try to do more videos a couple a week so I can get out for my throttle therapy during this quarantine time. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We're also going to be doing a Q&A here real soon on probably my channel with John and Jackie. So look for that. Leave some questions below if you have any for that Q&A. Also check out my Instagram, Jackie's Moto Garage, where you can leave some comments or questions that you would also like answered. And I will catch you on the next one.